Figured I'd do a quick video on this again. Got it put back together. Cleaned up my desk a little. This is the electronics for, that's the ESC. I finally found it, remembered where it was. I've got the other one in the Durock. I have two of these. It's about the only one that fits, and it has to be up by the roof or tucked in the front. I think it makes more sense in the roof. I'm talking about the gamey. Yeah. I might actually take the electronics back out of that and put them back in that, just because I know they fit, and then find a battery to fit in the front. Anyway, this is the spare one, and I found a small speaker that has no back on it, and I think I'm going to use that in my Jeep if I do a D4L in it. Well, I could do the separate sound module and stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going with that one yet. I did get the winch thing done real good. I like that. I've got the inside of the hood marked for that heat sink to poke through, because the end of the motor is like right there, I think. Anyway, I want to talk about this. Yeah, I need to finish this thing. The motor that I did have in it is that one, and it just doesn't, that motor doesn't work. I fried it and the ESC that it came with. The motor mount transmission, yeah. So I was thinking, since I have an unused PureTech Lizard ESC, probably gonna put this in it and try to get one of the new, well, maybe not the new, but the PureTech Micro Komodo, if it'll bolt up to that, if it'll attach. I don't know, I haven't really dug into the specs on it. Yeah, I've got kind of stiff springs in the front and really soft ones in the back, plus the angle of the rear. When it at hard acceleration, it'll droop in the rear, and I have to redo this link. The end of it, other end, is stripped out, so I need to redo that. These are thicker links in the rear than the front. And that one right there, that upper link right there, if it'll focus, is right to the edge of the threads, and it actually looks like the link end is splitting. Yep, starting to split. I'm gonna have to replace a lot of stuff. These little pieces, they don't take any abuse, and I've disassembled and reassembled so many of these over and over that, you know, wear and tear. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do to patch that broken wheel on my gamey. So probably tape it off and pour some resin on it, sand it. Seems like about the best, easiest way to do it. But yeah, I just wanted to show that and use this as a measuring. 13.1 centimeters is the length of the chassis. Inches is, it's right at 5 3/16, or 5 3/8. I mean, I think that's right. No, 5 3/16. So, and it doesn't go full length in the body. It is short. And my attachment points, I had screws here and here that were sticking out, old servo screws. And the way I'm going to do it, I think, is get some carbon fiber rod, round rod, drill these out a little bigger, run it all the way through to where it comes out, and then mark it and cut it. It's about the only way I can figure it out. I'm sure I'll have to shorten wires on this to get it in here. I've got the Tegu BEC circuit also, which I doubt I'll use that. I'm not sure what receiver I'll use, but it's just a fun little project that I want to build. I don't even have mud in my yard, dirt. It's mostly sand, but it'll be a fun little truck. Not sure how fast it'll be. Don't like gluing tires or nothing, so I don't want it to be too fast. Yeah. I didn't put those back on my son's truck. Gave him my rears off my Jeep since I ripped one. So now he's got mismatched tires on his truck. He don't care. He's barely drove that truck. I think I drove it probably more than him by now. And I've also seen the Losi Micro T transmissions are back in stock on eBay, the aluminum ones. So maybe I can upgrade that and replace that damaged plastic one and finish that thing someday. So just decided to line up some of my projects. My pink truck, the Daddy Club truck, is in the box down here because I've got to finish that chassis also, because that's my other carbon fiber chassis, and it's completely different than this one. Not sure where I'm going to go with either of them. Oh yeah, found my servo mount, the axle servo mount, and there is something I wanted to show on my blue Jeep that I did last night, middle of the night, wee hours of the morning, so to speak. You know, wake up 2-3 o'clock in the morning, can't sleep, sit here and do a little bit. So this was setting just a slight bit too low. It was about right there, and it was causing, I didn't notice it when I put it together, but the homemade floor that I put in it, the aluminum floor that I made, the upper links were hitting it. So I took some rod ends, took the bottom pieces of the shocks off, made some little aluminum pieces to sit on top of them, and that gave me clearance. It raises it up probably about 3, maybe, yeah, about 2 or 3 millimeters, which, I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but on this little Jeep, it makes a significant difference. This did have a lot more articulation when I had the stretched links and all that on it, but I'm not trying to go full tilt with this one. This is my most scale looking one, so this is the one I'm trying to keep looking stock. Once all the electronics and stuff are in it, I'm sure it'll be heavier in the back. Like I said, I got this little speaker. I'm going to figure out where to mount it, probably right here in the roof across the back, and this is screwed on now. So that's my little rack that'll hold on to, and then I've got that little toolbox for it and a couple other things. And I also screwed on the little gas can. I went through the inside, if I can get that on camera, went through the inside of it into the bumper. So worked out pretty good. So, and I found already put it in my box down here. I do have one of the M10 motors, but it's not a geared motor. It's just a motor. It doesn't have the little brass gearbox like the N20s and N30s and stuff like that. I think they're for RC four-wheel drive. They're winch motors. It's a M10. I think I can fit one right behind the windshield here on the inside. Try to get most of my electronics, ESC and receiver, either towards the back or on the sides, and get that M10 motor right there. Get my pointer. Right here on top of the, I can get my hand out of the way. Right here on top of the transmission. Kind of like I did my speaker mount for the green Jeep. I'll make an aluminum piece that attaches right here to the top of that and make it my winch motor. And do a switch. I'm thinking I'll do a switch, like a switch winch, like I did here, somewhere on the outside of that Jeep, so I can turn the winch on. I didn't even notice I was off. That's up too high, that's why. Anyway, I'll do a switch. This is my on and off, and the control box for the boom and winch. So probably going to do that for the blue Jeep. Oh, my second exhaust pipe fell. I haven't put that on yet. Need more tubing. But yeah, if I mount that there, I've already got the hole in the bumper. So that'll be a functional winch when it's done. I like the idea of that. It doesn't have a ton of suspension, and these tires being as hard as they are, it's not going to get much traction. I may end up switching these tires eventually because they are way stiffer than I think they're supposed to be. I don't like them as much as I mean, I like the look of them. I love the look of them, and the size is perfect, but they are not soft at all. So yeah. So yeah, not sure about my boats. I have no idea. I made a decision on this. That one fits that trailer better. So that's the biggest one that I've made, and that's the only one that's going to go on that trailer. It just makes more sense. It fits it pretty much perfect. Sticks off a little too far, but that's okay. It's a boat trailer. Gotta have room for the prop and everything. But yeah, mostly that right now is on my mind, trying to figure out the exact motor, receiver, servo. If I upgrade the axles ever, which I probably will go to aluminum ones eventually, I want to do a wider servo, a bigger servo on this. Mike's Man Cave said there's an Emax one. I haven't looked it up yet. Might give that a try on one of these. I have no idea which one. Probably this truck, considering. And if I do this truck all brushless, then I said all brushless. If I do this truck brushless, then it's going to need a stronger servo. Metal gears are definitely going to be required. Yeah. Let me dig in this box down here. Show my stash of what I did today. A lot of this stuff was piled up on my desk in different places. It's just tons of spares and random stuff. This is for my 125 scale Maverick, I think. Might not use it in that though. And it's just literally just random screws. These are the rubber O-rings that I use on my axles to hold the wheel nuts on, keep them sliding off. Modified low C micro T shocks with Orlandoo ends. Yeah. Bags and bags and bags of stuff. Just random bits and pieces. Gears, wires, lights, springs. Stuff that I haven't used or stuff that's messed up. So I really need servos. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 servos right there, not including the boats. 8 servos if I count the pink truck. And most of them are going to get the regular Orlandoo servos, the 2.2s. I don't use the 1.7s. Yeah, the 2.2s are going to go pretty much in all of them. My son's truck, I think I'm going to upgrade since I've got the Enjoy in it, and I'm pretty sure that's what burned out the 2.2 that was in it. Yeah. I might leave the plastic axles on this truck on the Ford and try and get an Emax servo on it. Need a new servo mount for the axle. Yeah. Oh, I was going to show that and I didn't. Anyway, ignore the winch string hanging in there, but this little Jeep will actually have clearance between the frame and the servo. I don't know if that's showing up good. Of course it moves. Yep. I know this is just one of my random rambling videos, but it was mostly gonna show this truck because I haven't shown it in a while, and I had it taken apart and put in a box, and I decided I wanted to put this back together and not get frustrated. I think the reason I took it apart mostly was that rear link stripped out, and at the time I couldn't find the ends to replace it, and well, obviously I don't have a good end on it now anyway, but So I thought about putting this in it in the front, somewhere in the front, but it doesn't fit between the upper shock mounts. So there might be room to stand it up in the front. So yeah, racing cat pack. Like I said, I don't know if I'll use that in it or not. I thought that was smaller when I bought it. So I bought it like a year and a half ago. Still haven't used it. Anyway, I'm going to cut the video off. I've been rambling long enough, I guess. Go watch a movie with my kids, maybe. So, the PureTech Komodo. There's the Komodo, and then there's a blue one that's, I can't remember what it is. I might actually do the blue one in this and make this thing stupid fast. I don't know. It is a mud truck, so the Komodo Outrunner might not fit in between that chassis. I don't know the width of that motor, so I'm gonna have to do some spec hunting and see if I can find some spec sheets online and read up on stuff a little more. So anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Thanks for watching.